wanted to start out, we're going to do a channel that's AgeToCome TV, and really our expectation is for the age that is to come when we get to rule and reign with Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know that right now we're in this world, and so we just wanted to do an intro as to what we want to see accomplished with the television program, which is for Yahuwah and Yahushua to be esteemed.
Yeah, we really want to do a kind of like a interview different people and have their opinions, and kind of like try to do some news where we can maybe do some videos like telling about what's going on in our society today, and just really putting out the truth. Everything that we watch on TV and all the news that's put out there is we believe that it's with an agenda towards those who are wanting to rule and reign in the earth. So anyways, today is our first video, and I'm ready to get started. Are you, hun?
Yeah.
All right.
So I have a couple of scriptures here we were just going to kind of just talk about and just kind of really just share what's on our heart. And anyway, we know in 1 John 2:15 it says, "Do not love the world, nor that which is in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Because all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passes away, and the lust of it. But the one doing the desire of Elohim remains forever. Little children, it is the last hour, and as you have heard that the anti-Messiah is coming, even now many anti-Messiahs have come. This is how we know it is the last hour. Who is the liar except the one denying that Yahuwah is the Messiah? This is the anti-Messiah, the one denying the Father and the Son." So in light of what you see with the situations and the things going on in the world, the Middle East, the culture, everything, what do you think about that in the scripture?
Well, the way first of all, our society and the world, the news and everything that we watch on TV, it kind of like sets a bar at how we're supposed to live, and we're supposed to have these certain kind of possessions, and we're supposed to live in this certain kind of economical standing, and none of these things are from Elohim. These things are all man-made, and people in the earth see this as power, and that's what they want. That's what they teach. That's what we formerly taught our kids. Go to school and get this certain kind of education and be this certain kind of person, and have this standing within society. All these things are the lust of the flesh, the pride of life, and it's a standing that it's gauged by not by the Messiah, and it's not gauged by the Besora. It's gauged by the things possessions that man want to have, and so we have a breakdown of society. That last verse, the scripture that you went over, what was it?
Who is the liar except the one denying the Yahushua?
Right. Right. Okay. And today, like if you tell people the truth about the Mashiach and say, look, I firmly believe that the J-Man, Jesus, was the anointed one of Elohim, that he was a Hebrew. That he was a Hebrew. This is a lie. Okay, if I tell people this and I tell them his real name is Yahushua, well then they deny that, and they say no, his real name was Jesus. His real name was the J-Man. Then this is the spirit of the anti-Mashiach, because they deny the very name of Yahushua, and they will not accept who he really was, that he was Hebrew. Instead, they accept in their mind that his name was the Jesus, and this is a Greek name, So then they live in this la la fantasy world, la la land. I call it that because they're not believing something that's real. Instead, they want to believe a lie. They want to believe that he was not Hebrew, but they proclaim to worship a Hebrew Messiah. But they say that his name is the J-Man, a Greek name, and this is all the spirit of this is an anti-Messiah spirit. It's an anti-Mashiach spirit. It's like me believing that Kim is Kim today, and then 1,000 years from now, for people to say, well, her name really wasn't Kim. Her name was some other name, some foreign name, you know. Really, her name was a name of a foreign deity. So this is what they've done to the Mashiach, and this is the spirit of the anti-Messiah.
So we know that there's some rewards, of course. Like we were saying, our expectation is for the age to come. The things of this world we know are really temporal. But in Mark 10 it says, you know, it discusses about how, you know, we'll receive 100-fold in this time, even with houses, brothers, sisters, mothers, and lands, with persecutions if you have those things. It actually says you'll have them with some persecution, so I wouldn't fret too much if you don't have like a whole lot of stuff. Shaul was content with a lot, he was content with a little, but in that regards, it says, and in the age to come, everlasting life. So who shall not receive 100-fold now in this time, houses and brothers and sisters and mothers and lands with persecutions, and in the age to come, everlasting life. So continuing on with what's expected to come versus what we're dealing with in the earth today.
Well,
everlasting life.
Well, that also goes back to the scripture that she read about the anti-Mashiach. You know, people are really in denial that, first of all, that there is an age to come. Now, this age that is to come is not what people think. They think that it's like an age sometime during, maybe it's going to be in the 21st century, the 22nd century, the 30th century, the 50th century. That is not the age to come. The age to come is a different atmosphere. There's different atmosphere. There's different. When the word says an age to come, he's talking about an age after this age, after the earth, the age of the earth, which is another life. It's another dimension. The age that he's talking about is a totally different dimension. In the dimension to come, in the age to come, which Yochanan, the brother of the Mashiach, says that he saw this age to come coming down from the Shamayim. This is a different dimension, okay? So in the age to come, that's why the word says in the age to come, they will not be given in marriage, neither will they be male or female in the age to come. It's a different dimension. It's a different atmosphere. So now, after we leave this earth, our body, our flesh is done. It's going. Our flesh is corrupt. So the corruption, Yah said, when He says something, then it happens. He said, "Dust you are." He told Adam, "And to the dust you shall return." So this flesh that we have is going to go to the dust. You are not taking your flesh with you in the age to come. You will be given a new body, a new vessel, okay? And in that age, in the age to come.
Okay. And then, well, you kind of touched on that, as in what's coming as far as, and as the days of Noah, it says in Matthew 24:37, so also shall the coming of the son of Adam be, Adam. So, having looked at that recently, how was that time in the days of Noah compared to where we are today?
Well, the days of Noah was very much like today's day, but different. It was very much like it, but different. And in that, what I'm saying is that what had happened in the days of Noah was that the word says that the whole earth had become corrupt. How had the earth become corrupt? Because the fallen Malakim, which are the fallen sons of Elohim, had come to the Eretz and had corrupted the world. They had taught, first of all, they came to the earth and took wives from among the men and defiled themselves, and then they also begin to teach men how to do things that they were not supposed to be doing, such as the things that they taught men, such as how to make medicines, pharmakia. They gave men the knowledge of weapons of war. So they corrupted the earth, and they slept with the women, and they made giants in the earth, and these giants ate blood, ate the flesh, had other offspring, and all the generations of men had become corrupt in different ways that would take me a long time or that would take more time than what I'd like to take to explain how they had become corrupt. But in today's world, in today's earth, we are becoming just as corrupt as during the time of Noah. And it's very subtle. How is this done? Well, it's done through the foods that we eat. Yah made this temple, the temple of Elohim, for us to worship him. And now man has made all kinds of GMO, genetically modified organisms that we're sticking in our mouth and putting in the temple of Elohim that's corrupt. It's corrupt. These things are not natural. All these foods that we eat, they're unnatural. There is not, from what I hear, there is not a grain of wheat today that has not been perverted by GMO in some way. That, you know, they keep perverting whatever it is that's natural. And what I'm saying is whatever we get in the grocery stores today has been perverted in one way or another. All the wheat,
the corn, the peanut, the soy,
right?
or certain things.
All this stuff are the total breakdown of society. In the very beginning, when Elohim told the woman, "Look what you have done. For doing this, you will bring forth children in great pain, and your desire will be for your husband." And in today's society, women have desires for other women. There is a spirit of dominance that the woman wants to dominate. And this is the spirit of Jezebel. This is the spirit of Isabel, a spirit that is running rampant in the earth. And the man says, "Yeah, see, look, the women want to rule, and the man's supposed to be ruling over the woman." But the man is not able to rule over the woman, because the man is idolizing the woman and chasing after women's skirts instead of chasing after the right ruling and the mizvots of Elohim. So they are as rebellious as the woman, because they cannot perform the Torah in their homes due to them not calling on the name of the Creator.
Well, society perpetrates that. I mean,
right.
Encourages that whole women dominance, like G.I. Jane, and you see all these women. That movie saw. There's like a ton of movies.
There was a show.
Like,
there was we saw a commercial from a sitcom, and it showed these boys that were Boy Scouts, and their Boy Scout leader was gay, and the Boy Scout leader is talking to these 8 to 10-year-old boys, and maybe 12-year-olds at the most, but I think they were younger than that. And he's telling these little boys, he says, "This is my boyfriend so and so, and we're getting married." and to these little group of little boys, these Boy Scouts, and they're there with their mouth open, going, huh? You know, these little kids, even though they're babies, they understand that there's something wrong with that. They know that that's not natural. You know, but still.
I'm thinking about my research on the Boy Scouts anyway. It's like, I don't recommend you putting your kids in Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, just FYI. But do some research on the history of that whole thing. But anyways.
But the whole, our society, as in the days of Noah, everything has become perverted.
Yeah,
corrupt. You know, what our kids hear, even down to what we eat, even to the language that we speak. The language that we speak with all these pagan names and deities, the places, the buildings that we go to, the names of the states, of different places, of different cities, the way that they're laid out, the whole earth. We are as in the days of Noah. You know, the perversion is great. And I'm sure that it's going to get even worse.
Yeah, the scriptures, Jeremiah says that the heart of man is corrupt. The heart of man is to do evil. It really is. Yeah, it's to do evil. Jeremiah said, in the scriptures it says the heart of man is corrupt. But
right.
And we see that. I mean, there's a lot of wickedness, just like in the days of Noah. There was so much wickedness. Yah was like, that's it.
Yeah.
I've had it. And we imagine, you know, time's coming, probably fast approaching, that he's going to do the same thing here.
Right. In the days of Noah, the father said that he looked at man and that it made him, that it grieved him, that it made him sorrowful, that he had even made man, because of the corruption was so bad. But Noah found favor, and he was perfect in his generation. In his generation, his DNA had not been corrupted yet. His DNA is what he was talking about, had not been corrupted. Because of course, if you read about Noah, you know about him. Yeah, he ended up later getting drunk and doing stuff. Yeah, but anyways, that's not to say that he. It's not our place to say that he was sinning by drinking, by getting drunk. We don't know. I know he was celebrating. He had made atonement, and it was a celebration, and in this celebration he drank wine. But anyways, his generation, not just his generation as them being good and evil, but the very DNA had been corrupted and perverted. You know, all this stuff that we're eating and putting into our bodies is really corrupting our bodies. Not only that, I saw another video on what they're dropping. They're having these chemtrails, what they're dropping in the chemicals that are coming down, and we're breathing this stuff in. Excuse me. It's called GNA, which is a genetically modified DNA, and in this stuff, these little microorganisms, they're they're so small that you can't see them, but you're breathing them into your body. It's DNA that you're actually breathing in, and it's going into, this is what I saw, that it's going into your body, and this is changing the makeup of your DNA. So they're finding a way to even change the makeup of our DNA, so our DNA will be corrupt. You know, and I believe that if we have the seal of Elohim, that our DNA will not be corrupt, and that Yah, when He sends the Malakim to gather His children, it's going to be those who are not corrupt. Yah is not going to allow that to happen, because when we read the Torah and know the mitzvot, it literally changes our DNA, and we become aligned. It's the washing of the water. We become aligned with the mitzvot and with the Torah of Elohim, and we are becoming the sons of Elohim. We are literally being Our DNA is literally being changed to become the sons of Elohim. So the only protection that we have in these last days, and so that we are not corrupted, is to become the sons of Elohim. All those who are not becoming the sons of Elohim, then you are susceptible. You are susceptible to the changes that are happening in the earth today, and the corruption that is going on even right now as we speak.
If you're in Elohim, we just say too, just pray, for God to give you prudence and how to protect yourself and protect and prepare your family and be protected from some of these environmental things that are going on around you every day. So we just wanted to do again like a quick intro, kind of give you a idea of what we wanted to touch on and why we felt impressed to go with AgeToCome TV scripturally, because that really is our expectation, even though we're in this earth. So
Right.
we're looking forward to taping some programs, maybe, and like interviewing. We have a dear friend, Brother Eliyahu, who's done a lot of teachings. He's done a lot of research on the pagan names. So you want to talk about returning to a clean lip and studying the Hebrew and being drawn to that and seeing.
Well, I would like to for us to actually interview Eliyahu and to save that for him, because I mean he's done a lot of research on that stuff and about the names and that, and he informed everybody, all of us, about it. But what I would like to say is that I would encourage everyone who is a believer right now and is watching this, for you to make videos and put them on YouTube, and as if you're witnessing to somebody and telling them the truth, because the time is very short. You don't have to, just get out the word. You don't have to open up the Bible and explain stuff to people from the scripture, because that may not be your calling. But you can share, and you can share what you know, right, and share your beliefs, and maybe do share a little bit of the scripture in your life, or what the Torah, how it is applied in your life. So this is the video that we're doing today, and this is our new place on our AgeToCome.com website, and we thank you very much for listening. So until next time, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.